Salute to all the real ones out there. It's your boy Mike coming at you again with another video. If you like my channel and the direction that it's headed, I advise you to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with anybody you think it may benefit. So today's topic is going to be on a part 2 of my other video where I mentioned pros of living in Germany. I realized that there was a lot of things that I forgot to mention, and I just wanted to recap and add to that list because Germany is really a nice country. You know, I've been there for like the last 9 years, and honestly, that's the one place that I've stayed because my life has always been where I would move around a lot. But Germany was the one place where I got in one apartment with my wife, and we literally stayed there all the way to the present day. So what I would tell you is another thing. I think the last thing I told you on the video, you know, I talked about safety. I mentioned that I don't have to worry about the police. I mentioned that it's very clean, and I also mentioned that there are a lot of social programs that people can take advantage of, such as the job center and job placement. Now, another thing I want to talk about, which is, of course, I totally forgot about this shit, but that's what y'all really want to hear, and I know it, man. Drinking. Yo, if you want to drink, you want to get messed up, you want to enjoy, like, the party life, Germany is definitely the spot because, first of all, their beer. If you like beer, yo, don't even talk to me about no fucking Budweiser and Sam Adams and all this other garbage. Look, like that stuff is like piss water compared to German beer. Yo, they got what do they call it? Damn, it's hard to say. Breweries. They have them all over Germany, yo. And some cities even compete with the next city to come up with their own brand of certain beer. So, like in Cologne, they have Kolsch, which is a very light beer, and yo, it just hits the spot, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even much of a beer drinker. I used to be more of a beer drinker when I was in the army, but I used to get thrown off of like Bud Light, Lime, you know, Budweiser, Sam Adams, what was the other one I like? Blue Moon. None of these are anything comparable to what you can find in Germany. Germany got, you know, banana beer, cherry beer, apple beer. They got all these different types, and you know they have the dark malts, the light malts, the middle malts. Yo, if you want to get thrown and drink good, Germany is definitely gonna give you a way better run for your money. You're gonna have a lot of different choices that you can make as far as beer types, and you're also there with quality liquor. Because I mean, come on, man. Like, a lot of people are fans of Russian vodka, but think about the proximity. Germany's not very far away from Russia, is it? It's not very far away from Poland and Belgium. You know, so you can get awesome things like that, beer drinking wise. Second, the drinking culture. The legal limit to drink, let's say, beer and light liquor or light alcohol is 16 in Germany. If you want to start drinking regular stuff like, you know, liquor, you know, the heavy stuff, you have the limit to start at 18. So you already know how it is with human nature, man. If the limit is 16, that means they actually start drinking beer at like 13, 14. If the limit is for heavy liquor, 18, that means they actually start drinking about 16. So what I noticed about Germany that I find cool is not only the age limit when they can start drinking, but also the maturity level that they can handle their liquor. I mean, if I'm already drinking at 16, 17, by the time I'm 21, it's like I have a tolerance already. So you don't see like this reckless behavior that you see in the States because everybody is holding off until a later time in their life to actually start drinking. You know, like in the States, that's where you see the people who, you know, drive drunk and get into a real bad car accident and do all this bullshit, or, you know, they're in high school and they're trying to start drinking already and they're just getting all fucked up. You don't really see too much of that in Germany because the teenagers there are pretty mature since they're able to start at a younger age drinking. They don't even really card you like that. Like, I can't remember one time I've ever been carded. So it's like a level of common sense that exists in Germany when it comes down to drinking, because everybody does it, and it's like an accepted part of their culture. Literally every single festival that you see where people are celebrating out in the street, everybody's drinking. It's not just, the kid can't wait to break away from the parents so he can get thrown with his little group of friends. No, everybody's drinking. The parents are drinking. The whole city shuts down because they know everyone's going to be drinking. It's permissible for everyone to be in the street just getting fucked up on different holidays in Germany. So that's one thing I like about it, is the drinking culture. Another thing I like about it is the club scene. Like, the clubs are pretty much a little bit more sophisticated than what it is in Germany, or what it is in the States. Like, in the States, you just got bouncers. You just got dudes that just standing out there making sure no shit go down. But what training did they really get? You know what I mean? What do they know? First aid? Do they know, like, how to handle a situation? Do they know the law? Do they have training on, like, how far you're allowed to go as a bouncer, and at what point the police are supposed to take over? See, in Germany, everything's regulated. So even if I'm standing as a bouncer just in front of a door, I probably had to study for some time, maybe even like 6 months to a year, just to get the certification that will allow me to stand in front of the door. I can't just use pepper spray and mace and use a taser or no shit like that. Like, that shit is illegal. Weapons aren't allowed to be just carried like that. You see? So there's a safety that you have whenever you go out to party that plugs in what I was saying in my other video about things being safe. Second, the clubs are staying open until like 6 to 8 in the morning. So it made me laugh, like, when I used to be in Germany, and me and my wife, we would be pre-gaming at the house at like 11, 12. We'll have people come over at like 1 or 2. Then we would actually go to the club at like 2:30 or 3. You know how it is in the States. Everything is shutting down at 2. So it's like right when you reach the level of you feel a buzz and you're ready to dance, you're ready to turn up, you're ready to have fun with your friends, you already got to take your ass home. In the States or in Germany, people who visited me from the States, they couldn't fucking hang. It'd be 2 in the morning, they'd be asking me, man, I'm fucked up, man, you ready to leave? I'm like, what? Like, we just got here, bro. Like, or we'll be at the house drinking, and I have friends looking at the clock like, hey, man, when we trying to hit up the club? I'm like, bro, we're not going to the club for another hour and a half. They're like, man, but it's already 12. I'm like, yeah, exactly. You don't go to the club right at 12 out here. What the fuck? That's when it's all empty and, you just got a couple fools. You gotta show up fashionably late. And fashionably late is actually on time in Germany. Shit, you show up at like 2:30. That's when the party is starting to actually jump. So that's something else I like. All right. Forgot to mention. Most of the time in the club, you don't even need cash. What they do is you walk in. All right. They're gonna make sure you good. Sometimes they may pat you down or whatever. All right. You get past that initial screening with security. Then you're gonna probably come into like a room where they might take your jacket, or it's going to be other security, and it's going to be like real structured. It's none of this bullshit where you just walk in and you bump in with people who leaving out. Like, they have it set up where there's a little partition for people who want to leave, and there's a partition for people who want to come in. So they're going to probably come in, give you like a little band, and probably issue like a card to you. That card is what you're going to use whenever you want to get a drink at the bar. So instead of everybody trying to count out cash and the bartender having to run and go to the cash register for every order, they just take the card, and for whatever it is, slash it, give you your card back. And then your card has a limit. So it's not like you can go in there and just, like, if they see that you're getting too drunk or whatever, they'll just hold your card and tell you, yo, you're finished. But I like the card idea because, first of all, it makes it faster to get what you want. And second, when it's time to leave, that's when you give up your card and they ring it up and they tell you this is how much you owe. That's a way more efficient system, don't you think? So that's what I like. Another thing I like about Germany is, I didn't notice this until I lived in Germany, but I hate this about the United States. And I noticed it when I was watching movies. What happened was, like, in the States, we got telephone poles, right? And, I gotta say, it's like one of my biggest pet peeves now. When I look at telephone poles made out of wood, one of them is like this, the other one's like that. They're like this. Like, if you just stand at the end of the street and look, like, they're all crooked. It ain't no like determine space between each one. And then you got these little shitty ass wires that are going from here to there, and then you got these big ass metal, let's say, voltage containers. Like, it just looks so shitty. I gotta say, it looks so shitty. And I'm thinking, like, here we are supposed to be the best country in the world, and we can't figure out how Germany did it. In Germany, there is none of this bullshit. Most of their stuff is like wireless. You know what I mean? Or they'll have large metal ones that are perfectly spaced from this one to that one, perfectly lined up. Like, if you stand at the end of the street, you'll see that all of them go in a perfect line, and all of them will be, let's say, equally distance apart. Much better, much more modern, and honestly, it just it just kills all the issues that can come along with, like, let's say, a bad rainstorm or a thunderstorm. You know what I mean? It's built to last, and that's what I like about another small thing I like about Germany. Another thing, something small, the doors. I know it sounds so stupid, the shit I'm bringing up, but yo, I just peeped how retarded we're doing it in the States by just being in Germany. In Germany, you don't need to really lock your door. Like, let's say I'm running out of my apartment and I just lock it, or I just shut it. I'm already locked out. I'm literally locked out because the door, the way that they have the doors, like, get off my video and then go to Google and just put German door. You'll see it's just way smarter how they do it. You know, we got that little stupid ass handle with you put the key in and turn, and then you might have the other one that's up here. But anybody could kick that bitch off. Go to Germany and try to kick a door down, nigga. You will not. Your foot will be hurting. Your leg will be hurting. You are not gonna kick that door down because they made it with common sense. You know what I mean? And don't forget your key because you fucked. That's just facts. But you know, I know y'all been waiting on this, but the Autobahn. Driving in Germany is 1,000 times better driving than anywhere else that I've been in the world. Facts. You can go way faster. It's way more regulated. There's less dumbasses on the road. I mean, of course, a dumbass in Germany, when you're driving in Germany, you going, let's say, 220 with the damn CLS Mercedes, what we be driving, you going 220, and then a car get in front of you going 160, you be like, man, what the fuck, da, 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 dumbass, da, da, da. But that dude is still driving literally like 90 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour. That's still faster than in the States. And if you think about what we're clocking at 220, we're going like 130, 140 miles per hour. No problem. You see what I mean? Less accidents because it's faster and the streets are more regulated. I've never been driving in Germany and seen just some random animal come running across. Like, they have it structured where it makes way more sense. You feel a lot safer when you're on the road in Germany, believe it or not. Even though you're driving so much faster. And there's nothing like the kick you get from being able to go at a fast pace. And like I could be in the CLS going 220, look behind in my rear view, and I'll see a fucking Lambo or a Porsche coming real fast behind, and I get over, and this dude had to be going maybe 250, 260, gone. Get back over to the left, pass, get back over to the right. Like, it's very structured. When you driving in Germany, it's like you on an airport runway. So, just way better, you know what I mean? What else? Yeah, the food. The food. I'm not talking about German food, like culture specific. I'm just talking about food, period, is just better in Germany because a lot of the things that we're eating in the United States, I don't know if you've ever done research, but that shit is banned in Germany, in all of Europe. The tomatoes that your ass is eating right there in that salad, that shit is not like that in Germany. It don't even taste the same. Right? You eat a salad in Germany, all that shit is fresh, home, real natural grown. No hormones, no GMO food. All that stuff is banned. So when you eat a tomato, it's a real tomato. I noticed that when I went back to the States. You know, we buy tomatoes in Germany. Some be like that. Other ones might be a little fatter. One might be a little deformed. That's okay. That's a normal tomato. I went to the States, man. We went to, I think it was Whole Foods. Yo, every tomato this fucking big. And they all like identical twins. I was like, oh, this ain't no real tomato. Sliced it up, ate it. My wife was sick. I was like, yo, this is not real food here. You know, and another thing about the food in Germany is that you're going to get a wide array of different types of food. Like, I love Turkish food. Anybody who ain't never tried Turkish food, I'm telling you, if you like Mexican food, I'd be willing to bet any black person would love Turkish food. I'll be willing to bet. We could shake on that shit right now. I put all my money on it. You'll probably like Turkish food. They're gonna have some banging ass seasoning. All their stuff is natural. They always gonna hit you with like a good amount of meat. You know what I mean? Nice little sauce on it, whatever. Nice seasoning. Then they gonna always hit you with a whole bunch of color. Green, fresh salad, cheese. They're gonna hit you with the fresh onions, fresh cut tomatoes, cucumbers. You know what I mean? The little fresh cabbage sliced up. Then you probably gonna have like something called tzatziki, which is basically like yogurt, like seasoned yogurt dressing. I remember I was in America before. I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Ate it later and was like, masterpiece, right? So that's another thing. Like, and another thing I like about Germany is the fact that it's structured where, think of like a clean, safe, organized New York. You can get anywhere you need to go without a car. They have a very good public transportation system, and it's on point, and it's like modern. You know what I mean? You don't get in there and it smells like piss everywhere and it's all dirty and nasty. Like, no, the train station is really on point. The train, if it says it comes at 16:01, dog, when you look at your watch, your ass better be there at 1600, because at 16:01 it's gonna be there and it's gonna be leaving at 16:02. No bullshit. So the list even goes longer than that. You know what I mean? You know, you got Oktoberfest and all these other things, but I'm gonna wrap this video up because I don't want it to go over 17 minutes. So like, comment, subscribe. I'll holler back.